I aquesta música? Perdona.
És d'ells.
Sí, clar, ha de sortir el senyor aquest.
Foten aquesta música d'església, tio?
Sí.
L'església.
Perquè sortirà Déu.
Ai, Dios, ai, Dios!
Bueno, nois, estem a punt, ja d'acabar.
Sí
que és veritat que el públic tots són tios,
Sí.
Nah, no pot ser.
Hi ha una tia o dos, però...
Tots amb barba, a més.
Pues no és representatiu,
A tu no et volem!
No, a tu, fora!
Good evening, everybody. It's nice to see everybody back in here. Did everybody have a good time today? And I'm happy to say that that short delay was not because of the game, it was because we couldn't upload your photos quick enough. So, where are those photos?
Ensenyaran fotos de la gent. Això era la sorpresa?
Photos from today.
Que friquis, tio.
Crec que ha dit short delay només.
Sí, que sigut perquè havien de pujar les fotos.
The Big Benny's truck, the noodles. It was sold out, yes. And the swag, everybody picked up their swag from the booths. Hold on, where are we?
Que sí, que sí.
No me taladres la cabeza.
I això d'Esquadron 42, que és un còmic, o què?
Difficulties, people.
Que està llegint.
No, és un...
Next.
una campanya.
No.
Això és una revista que hauran tret per la CitizenCon.
Next.
No va.
Thank you.
Ostres.
En sèrio se li ha penjat? Les fotos?
Un passador de diapositives i no va.
Això ja no...
Thank you. More pictures of the Drake Interplanetary and the queue of people. We had a lot of people here today. All right.
Yes.
Someone's trolling me. Oh, yes. In-game goodies. Excellent. So everybody
In-game goodies. Això és el que tindrem, no?
These three items. The CitizenCon 29.
La jaqueta mola.
Un ganivet, tio.
The 2948
Esperava una arma, però vale.
wearable duster jacket that I
Això que us ho regalen a
nobody has
tots, o què?
seen until
No.
tonight.
Els que heu comprat la...
A l'entrada, potser, no?
Bueno, podies comprar els goodies aquests directament.
Sí.
Com per ajudar
Also
amb
for
tot el...
everybody who got the in-game digital goodie bag packet. That was done by our character team too, so props to the character team who did a panel today. So we hope you enjoyed all the panels. Big cheer for all of the devs who did the panels today. And we also want to thank all of our volunteers as well.
Voluntaris...
And all of the staff and support that we've had here at the Law Center. They apparently said that we were the nicest and sweetest and most passionate crowd that they've had here. So...
Està tirant floretes al públic.
Yes,
yes.
Però per què enfoca la pantalla?
Perquè està mamant que intentant que canvi... No hi va.
Yeah, release the Kraken, exactly.
No hi ha més.
Un altre cop?
Oh, look, here we go. Come on, come out you come, Chris.
Diu, vine, Chris, que això...
Per fin.
Okay, I think my clicker is actually broken. Hey everyone, so I hope you've had a great day and sat and saw a bunch of the panels. There was some very, very cool stuff that various developers were showing. So hopefully the panels you didn't get to see, they'll all be on YouTube, so check them out afterwards. Okay. Yeah, it's not working. Why is it? Come back. Okay. Yeah, it's broken. Yeah, what is life? I don't know what is released. calm down, everybody. Chill out. So we were actually debating about the RODA release, discussing that for Star Citizen, and we were talking about whether we were going to go up with 100 bullet points and talk about all these features. And myself and Aaron and Todd Pappy and Tony were all having a sort of discussion about what the core meaning, the core elements, and the core technology that we felt would create an experience that sort of defined the game and also was worthy of playing, irrelevant of whether the full feature set is finished or all the content in terms of planets and locations is done. Because for us, when we think about release, I mean, we're really releasing every 3 months now. So we got 3.3 just about ready to
Estem
come.
parlant de la release final.
And we're running
No?
a live game, and that's sort of the epiphany that we've had internally, which is, okay, we need to focus on how the game plays now. We've got to improve
De quins
the quality of life,
continguts i de quines coses hi hauria d'haver a la...
the UI, how you get into it, make it accessible, ensure that the gameplay right now is polished. We're not there yet, but we are definitely working towards that every single release, and that is a priority for us. But for us, we were looking, okay, what was going to define the experience? It's the big vision of Star Citizen. And really for us, when we hit these milestones, then for us we say, okay, I think this will be the core experience and tech that will deliver the vision of Star Citizen. So, we go, look at that. Does it go back? Oh, it's working now, so here you go. So the very first one was the ability to be inside a ship, right? So it's not just a cockpit, it's an actual fully real, tactile, physicalized ship that has engine room, beds, toilets, mess hall, whatever you would imagine to be in a ship of that particular size. And there we go. And we did that. That was the very beginning thing that we did, the hangar module, which we did back in 13. The next was space combat, which was about, okay, I'm going to get in my ship, I'm going to fly around, I'm going to dogfight, which I'm pretty sure you guys remember is what we did with Arena Commander. The next key technical milestone was the 64-bit floating precision, so moving from 32-bit to 64-bit, so we can have sort of millimeter resolution and going all the way to billions of kilometers, which is what we need for Star Citizen, because we model entire star systems that have to be billions of kilometers across, but we need millimeter visual precision because you're right up there looking at your cockpit in person, it's only a foot or two away, and 32-bit precision just doesn't cut it, and that's why most games, FPS games, most engines now are on 32-bit.
Està explicant els diferents...
They find it very hard to have play areas bigger than 16 kilometers.
Els mòduls que han anat sortint, no?
Sí, bueno, els
els
objectius així que han anat acomplint tecnològics. Primer el tema del combat a l'Arena Commander, tema més tecnològic de pas a 64 bits.
And of course that was, what is wrong with this thing? Okay, that was SC Alpha 2.0, unless Paul's trying to read my mind over there. Then the next key element to solve, which I don't know why we've go back. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I'll say go forward, and then you go forward. Just wait for me to say go forward. Was first and third unification of the character. We've talked about it a lot, but it's, most first-person games cheat, and they have very different animations and models for first person to third person, and then when they have their multiplayer, say battle mode, they have limited amount of actions that you can see on a third-person player character that's doing, because it's very difficult to sync up the actions. But for us, since it's going to be an MMO with thousands of people, you can be sitting right next to your friend, and he's interacting with the dashboard just like you are, so you're seeing him do the same thing in third person that you're doing in first person. Also, where our guns actually aim is where the gun is really aiming. It's not sort of cheating at where the mouse cursor is. So we needed to unify it. It was quite a difficult task, but we did it. Let's go forward. And that was really kind of what Star Marine was. We had early parts of it before that. The next big thing was the planet tech.
Ah,
So you can
pues.
see the planet or the moon, and you can go there, and you can walk around it. You can explore every single inch. So there's no fake
El
loading
tema dels
screens,
planetes.
there's no transition down to
Sí.
it. There's no go down. You can only land on a certain area. And that was the procedural planet tech, which we debuted. Go forward with 3.0. And the other big thing was location persistence, which is the ability
Sí, el
that
poder
you go to a
tornar a entrar al
location,
joc en el lloc on
log
t'havies
out,
quedat.
come back, you're at that location. You're not starting back at where you started before.
Això va
Again,
ser,
that was the first stage.
va ser la 3.2.
With 3.0. And the next big thing, which is where we're at right now, is object container streaming and bind-calling.
I
This is
el que
actually
entrar,
a massive
Object
thing.
Container
We talked
Streaming
about it.
i bind-calling.
You know, we thought originally when we scheduled it out, it was going to take about 6 months.
De fet,
It's
de
been
l'object
about
de
18
container
months of
streaming aquest
solid
encara no han
development
dit
on
res
it.
en
And as
tota
you
la
all know,
conferència.
bind-calling
O sigui,
has been
si,
something that
si han
we've
de
had
dir
on
alguna
our
cosa ha de ser que
roadmap, and
toma.
it's been pushed back and pushed back,
Ok.
pushed back. And that wasn't necessarily
Sí,
because
passa
we
que
wanted to push it back. It was mostly because it turned out both the object container streaming and the bind calling needs object container streaming to really make sense. And object container streaming was incredibly complicated because we had to re-engineer most of the game engine itself, because for object container streaming to work at our scale while we're moving around, we have to be able to stream in the objects and textures and models and all the data and initialize them all completely asynchronously. So the game's running here, meanwhile it's loading up the stuff that will be over here or over here or over here, and we don't know where the player's going to go. And it's complicated because it's multiplayer. So in multiplayer, we have all these different players that have been going in different directions. So we need to be able to have object container streaming that works both on the clients and on the servers, and bind calling that's going to work on the clients and ultimately on the servers. So with 3.3, this is the first use of the object container streaming and the bind calling tech. It makes a massive difference in terms of performance because you're only worrying about having the part of the world that's relevant to your character.
ara està explicant una
streamed
mica,
in, which means you don't have to simulate all the objects in the entire solar system. You don't have to worry about them. They don't take up memory. So it's better for memory, it's better for performance. And you know, as we've said on ATV and I think in our newsletters, we've had some really great results so far. I mean, it has stability issues right now because, again, when something's multi-threaded and asynchronous, there's a lot of unpredictability because when two different threads are stepping on each other, it can have unpredictable results. But it's a massive step forward because the biggest thing for us to be able to scale the game and also have performance is this tech here. So we're really quite excited to get this out because it also now allows us to start building out in the Stanton system, because before that, as everyone knows, even with 3.0, 3.1, 3.2, the memory use of Star Citizen was way too high for where we want to be, and we just couldn't fit anything more in memory at the same time. So object container streaming allows us to do that, and so that's a massive win for us. So let's move forward, Paul, and that's going to come with 3.3, which we're imminent doing. The next big sort of pillar is the ability to either
la
buy or
possibilitat
rent
de
ships.
comprar
And
naus
that's because
o
the
llogar-les.
game loop is essentially going around earning money.
Comprarles amb
So there's various ways to
moneda
earn
a joc.
money. There will be more
Sí.
ways to earn money as we
Sí.
flesh out the
El que...
But once we earn
Però
money,
això
we
entra
want to spend it
14
on
o no?
something. So there's only, there's only so many suits of armor or guns
Com?
you can buy, and the core
Això entra
sort of
quan
upgrade
entra
loop
això?
in the game is really.
No ho sé, ara ho dirà.
The ships allow you to do bigger and better things, different professions, and so as a player, you want to earn money and then upgrade, and then that ship will allow you to earn more money and upgrade to a bigger, better thing and do different things. And so that was very important for us to get in. It's going to be in 3.3.
Ah, 3.3.
renting. Obviously, there's going to be some time where we adjust to try to get the
O sigui,
economy
a partir de demà ja podreu
We do have a
comprar
No
un
sé,
nou.
a veure què
by
diu.
the equivalent of a Cessna or a nuclear carrier. And there's only like one nation on Earth, the one we're in right now, that can afford to spend $10 billion on a nuclear carrier. But we in our game sort of allow the player to have that huge range. So we've got to figure out how we make that work on an economic basis on the low end and progressing to the high end. So I'm sure it'll take a bit of time to dial it in. But it's a major point for us. So let's move forward. And that shall be in 3.3. So then the next big pillar, and there's 12 pillars that we...
Organization
Eric,
system.
Tony,
No
Tom,
tanto.
myself, identified.
Sí,
that we felt
això ens afecta.
The organization system, so this, we already have a version of it online, but this is the organization system inside the game. So you can get your org mates together, you can do things like assign out roles or missions, or
Assignar
cost
rols,
share or revenue
missions,
share,
compartir
specify,
guanys.
ties for the group, or however you would like to organize it into different pods or modules for
I
communication.
té que veure els
Divi-
plans també,
And we want to move that
Dividir-se
in
en
so that-
seccions.
so build it further
or
out on the
groups.
website for some of that stuff, and then bring it across into the game, and you have all that. So
O sigui,
you and your
es
friends
configuraran
create your
a
organization
l'Spectrum
groups,
i després
small
això es
or
veurà
big if you want.
reflectit al
And then
Al joc.
move
al
forward.
joc.
Full persistence is the next big thing. It's the 11th
Després
thing.
full
of the 12th
persistence,
thing.
que
So
això és
full
el que...
persistence, we talked a little bit about it at the beginning of the day.
Tot
So
això
full
deu ser
persistence is
futur,
the
eh?
ability
Ja?
for you to go anywhere in the universe and, me drop this remote on the floor. Doesn't work, so I might as well drop it. There you go, right? So, and then I'm
Acaba de
gonna
tirar el
walk
comandament
away,
aquell.
right? I'm gonna walk out here. It's gonna stream out. It's gone. And I decide, oh, you know what? I really want my remote again. And then it's gonna remember that I dropped it. It's gonna stream it back in, even if it was on the surface of a planet, and it'll be there, and I can pick it up in first person. And that's a big step for us to be able to do that.
Diu
And
que
we'll-
això
we'll-
podràs deixar un objecte a un planeta, marxar
So the full
i
persistence,
tornar i
combined
trobar-lo
with the
allà.
object container stream and binding culling are, I think, things that will make the world alive, because it's not just me dropping a remote, it's leaving a ship somewhere, or you got damaged in space with your ship and someone rescued you, you went away and you came back to get your ship and repair it and then take it home. And we're going to, persistence in your hab, so you'll go there, you can see that you can move and interact with the objects, you can find things on travels in space, take them home, bring them, leave them at your hab, or leave them in your ship. So the physical inventories are going to be very important in the game going forward in terms of being able to store and manage stuff. So the more you play, the more stuff you collect. If you're a hoarder, then you'll probably want to get a bigger room and space. And the other aspect of full persistence is the aspect of age, wear and tear. So I long time ago talked about death of a spaceman. That's very much on our roadmap and plan. And there's the ability for items as they get used to get wear, things age, you as a character will age. And again, that's what full persistence is about. It's getting to this point that as you play the game, players in the game do things and it persists. So this universe is not a theme park that gets reset every day that you come back and visit. This universe is a living, breathing universe that changes as players live in it and interact with it. And I think that's probably one of the biggest things. That's why we
O sigui que
call
les
it
modificacions que es facin...
Persistència total, és a dir, tot el que vagis fent, quan hi tornis es
mantindrà.
mantindrà.
Es quedarà.
Si t'has deixat una nau on sigui, si...
Is server meshing. So when we get server meshing, that
server
is, we
meshing.
think, the last piece of the puzzle.
Sí, si fixes,
to have the full
ni
game
fiquen
experience. And this is our
en quina
ability
versió
to go,
sortirà, eh?
right
No,
now
no,
we have
tot
about
això
50
és
players.
tot el que voldrien tenir per fer, per treure el joc.
Sí, però també l'han fet amb un ordre, suposo que primer vindrà el primer que ha dit.
Sí, 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 jo crec que és així, l'ordre.
In the same location,
I això del server meshing, què és?
Ho està explicant, però en principi és això, de que encara que estiguis com amb servidors diferents, doncs t'acabis podent acabar trobant.
Allow us to have a truly massively populated universe of
Sí,
players
poden haver
as well as
10 servidors a la
and
vegada
having servers that
en
dynamically
paral·lel,
scale
no, en
up and
teoria?
down to take care of
Sí, és com crear un servidor virtual a lo bèstia.
Sí.
And so from our standpoint, in terms of what we would think is the experience when you guys can sit in and play the game day after day and not worry about it getting white, not worrying about, oh, I'm going to do something for a day or two and there's no point because they're going to reset the system. When we get to full persistence and server meshing, that's our marker. And sure, after that, we've got planets to do and star systems, and we're going to have continual feature
I
development.
diu que després de tot això, clar,
Online
tenen
game And so for us,
sistemes
we
per
don't
crear
have a particular
planetes,
viewpoint
etc.
in terms of, oh, that's it, this is where we finish it and we don't do any more work. It's like literally, we kind of view, as long as you guys want to live in this universe, every 3 months,
I que seguirem, encara que facin la release final, seguiran cada 3 mesos afegint contingut,
Això està bé.
mentre hi hagi comunitat.
Aquest joc tindrà comunitat per rato.
Que són 1 milió o 2 milions de persones.
En principi 2 milions.
But you can watch on our roadmap as we develop it, and just watch for that, because us internally, those are what we view as our sort of cornerstones that we need to get to. And yes, there's a lot of other things that we've talked about that we're also working on, but when we get that, we feel like it will be a game like no other. So that is kind of what we, in terms of road to release. But speaking of near-term release,
Near-term release.
3.3, I think we're going to go wide to PTU.
Ja està el PTU.
Sí, jo me l'estic baixant.
Sí, ja,
today,
tio.
so when you guys get home, everyone here will get access. I think we're going to open up to subscribers and concierge first, and then as long as things don't blow up too badly, then we're going to go full wide, and then we're going to keep hammering on it because we want to get 3.3 in everyone's hands as soon as possible, because of object constrained streaming and bang culling makes a massive difference to the experience and performance. And once we get that stable, and we need a lot of people playing and
Ho han
testing,
d'estabilitzar.
that helps us with chasing down all these sort of edge cases that are very hard to replicate. Then we're going to roll in the Hurston and Lawville aspect, which we showed earlier today, and I think it should be a pretty great patch when all that's said and done. And there's a lot of stuff in 3.3. I think we've talked about it, but quite a lot of new ships. I mean, I think it's probably one of our, and it's kind of fun. It's the first one we have a straight to flyable ship in the Valkyrie, which is cool. I think the Hammerhead's probably the biggest ship that we've got in the game at the moment. Certainly, it's probably got the most firepower of a ship in the game. And you got the Phoenix, which is great. Fly around with luxury, and then the cool new Mustangs, and all the Tumbril variants are really cool too. So I think it's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to you guys playing it. So that's that. If we just go forward, one extra thing we're going to do,
Què és això?
and I don't think any other company that operates an online game does this, or I'm not aware of someone that does this, but we collect telemetry
FPS
on,
distribution.
obviously, all the servers and all the clients that are connected to us, and so we get a good idea of what the frame rates are, what the machine specs are,
T'està ensenyant els datos que tenen
what
del
the
PTU.
latency is, what the load times are, and
No, però és algo que podràs fer tu, no? Crec.
because we see a lot of anecdotal,
Ah, sí?
frame rate sucks, and
Sí, veus,
everybody's
posa
frame rate
your
sucks, and we're like,
configuration.
oh, we're watching the data,
Recommended
that's not
configuration,
exactly what
minimum.
it says. So we decided that we wanted to give all you guys the ability to track the telemetry yourselves. So what we have is you can go into the website, this will release for 3.3, and we will have live telemetry on 3.3 going forward. You'll be able to see your machine, so where you start in the CPU score, where you
Sí, seran dades en
in the
temps
GPU,
real.
it will tell you what your stats are, and we're going to be tracking, not all this stuff gets tracked right away, but we're planning on tracking the latency and the loading times. You'll see the crashes, and then you can track yourself against the heat map of everybody playing the game and see
I
where
podràs
you are.
comparar amb la resta de la
Also
comunitat,
kind of what the
amb
specs
les
are here.
característiques que tens del teu ordinador.
Molt bé. I això es pot veure a l'Spectrum?
So
Suposo que ho posaran a la web, no sé on.
that's, in the spirit of open development, you guys are going to be seeing what we see in our control.
Vale, està en desenvolupament això.
Because PCs are challenging because everybody has a slightly different configuration, and you don't
Bueno,
know
està bé, és una eina que està bé.
Bitcoin mining on the side while trying to play Star Citizen
Sí.
or doing
Et
nothing,
permet comparar la teva,
but it's quite
el teu
interesting.
hardware
I
amb
have
els
to say
dels
that
altres.
we've had a few outliers on this where some people
I
are
veure si estàs dintre del que necessites.
on 3.3. So it's
Els grups de la dreta seran
pretty
els més
interesting, and the new
ràpids.
Intel multi-core ones are doing pretty awesome too. So you guys will be able to track yourself against everyone else, and then longer term, not right away, but I think the next stage is we'll open this up so you can sort of see our server performance too. So you'll be able to track
32 gigas de
how the
memòria.
servers are doing, what the stability
Sí,
is,
sí. Ja
what their
t'estan
frame
aquí.
rates are. So, you know, when everyone's debating,
Et demana
"Oh, it
32.
sucks," or whatever,
No,
just
no.
go to this page and-
O sigui,
yeah,
l'exemple que
so
estaven posant era
that should be
32.
really cool.
De 32, sí.
Bueno, pues si les posen vol dir que...
També et diré que amb 16 tires,
Okay, I know
Sí.
you guys.
Jo estic amb 16.
Ui,
Un tràiler.
So obviously I know
Esquadron
there's a few people
42.
that care about Squadron 42.
Squadron
S'ha
s'ha vist
42.
el logo.
Well, it's going really well. I'm really
s'ha
happy with
colat.
it. And you've seen actually today, if you've been in some of the panels, you've seen some of the tech we've been working on. Like if you went into the character panels, you went to this spacescaping one, even the cloth stuff that was happening. There's a lot of stuff we're developing specifically that goes into Squadron and then goes across into the PU. We're closing it down. All the remaining features were in content. And the last major technical hurdle that we were worried about on Squadron was object container streaming, which, as you know, we're...
L'última
almost
pedra era
done.
l'OCS per l'Esquadron.
So we don't have any major technical hurdles left on Squadron. So for us, you know, it's a bit easier to get Squadron closed out than obviously Star Citizen that needs server meshing and all the rest of stuff. So that's going. We're going to publish the public roadmap for you guys in December.
El roadmap el trauran al desembre.
And I'm just going to leave you with something right now.
De Squadron.
Sí.
El desembre en el roadmap el 42.
Això vol dir que amb un anyet
Sí.
el tindrem.
La Javelin. Està bé.
Hòstia, que guapo, tio.
I l'altre no recordo què és.
Mira, per això mereix la pena haver-se quedat aquí.
I saw you apply to the Flight Academy again.
I'm your new wingman, sir.
Aquesta era la Bengal, no? Sembla?
Local scum use it for cover to launch attacks. This is their turf, so move on. Keep your eyes open.
Aquests són gladios, no?
Sí.
No southern moves.
Who the hell are you?
We're OMC. And OMC belongs to CitizenCon. Is that your boss? Are we supposed to be scared of him or something? Yeah.
The OMC aren't the only ones listening into comms.
Los Vano. Mareta meva.
Mora. Uah, això sí que mola, tio.
We're under attack by Vandal forces. Repeat, we are under attack.
There have been battles. There have been losses. Each and every one of you has proven yourself time and again. We will not lose the system. We will not fall back.
You got a point. Copy that. Tally's on me. Let's say hi.
We will win. Because we have to.
Serà